So moving on to the Tigers, they just wrapped up their season. Postseason is now officially going on. A couple teams have been eliminated at this point, but the Tigers surprisingly finished in second place in their division. But the biggest thing of all, of course, is Miguel Cabrera finally retiring. Played his last game at Comerica Park, and just there wasn't really a dry eye in the house, and I was standing up at home just watching the game by myself, getting all emotional about it. How was that experience for you watching his final game in the Old English D?
Yeah, man. I think I had made a comment to you and another friend earlier in the season that was like something along the lines of, yeah, I don't really care that Miggy's retiring. Like I feel like I saw the last of like true Miguel Cabrera like years ago. Yeah, that all went out the window uh, on the day of the last game. Like, man, I was just like you. I was in my living room just like holy crap, this is actually the last time we're ever gonna watch Miguel Cabrera play baseball. And
Yeah.
for us, like, I mean, just a reference of like, you know, I started watching the Tigers in 2007, I believe. So Miguel came 2008. So
Yep.
my second year watching the Tigers, you know, I was 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. Um, and this absolute phenom just, takes over the city. And, it was amazing what he did from 2008 to 2017. Like
Yeah.
that stretch of his career, like I remember going home, after school every day, going to friends' houses, watching every single Tigers game and thinking, you know, I don't know if it's similar to you, but I had a feel like I just thought every single time Miguel Cabrera got up to the plate that he was going to hit a home run. Like, I mean, to me, he's still the greatest right-handed hitter of our generation.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that got me watching, him take in those final moments as a Tiger was just like realizing that little piece of like my childhood, the kind of thing that I, grew up watching, like that entire phase of my life, it has kind of is wrapped up now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think the last kind of guy that remains that and I feel bad saying it, but it's gonna be less impactful now when he retires just because he hasn't been with the Tigers for years. Is Verlander. Like it'll still be pretty
Right.
sad when he goes, but it's not going to be as sad because we mourned him years ago.
Yeah.
But I think just the thing that makes it sad is that chapter of your life being totally done now. It's like it's crazy to think that we were in elementary school watching Miguel Cabrera hit home runs, and now I've graduated college, I'm working, I'm a real adult, and I just watched Miguel Cabrera take his final at bats as a Tiger and end it in the
Yeah.
most poetic way possible, just being a reliable first baseman. You know what I mean? Like it's just, yeah, it got to me. I had to step out once he was done, like once the ovation was done, because it was in the eighth, right? Like,
It was either in the eighth or like the top of the ninth or whatever. It's like there was like two outs
yeah.
after, yeah, that
When he
happened. Yeah.
when he got his ovation and all that, I turned it off. I took my dog for a walk and I was still freaking crying walking down the sidewalk. I think people probably were looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy? And I was just like, they don't understand. Miguel Cabrera
Yeah.
just you know took his last at bat as a Tiger.
Yeah.
So I am glad that he'll be in the front office, still around the guys, still around the team. I think his presence can't be understated. So I think it'll be good for them to have him around, and I think he'll do good things with the team. So yeah, it was an emotional day. Like you said, I'm sure it was for you too.
Of course.
But yeah, walk me through a little bit. a little bit more of your emotions on that day and what you kind of thought about when it was all kind of coming to an end.
Yeah, so you know me, baseball is my sport. It always has been. Of course I watch and love every sport, football, basketball, but baseball is the one that I've been zoned in on for my entire life. And that's sort of how, you and I first started hanging out together. We met in sixth grade. We'd play like sports at recess and shit like that, but we would talk at the lunch table and talk about Tigers baseball and the upcoming season. That was that 2011 season. So that was like right as they were, you know, um, finding their groove in that Mickey
Yeah.
and JV era. And it'll always be such a shame that that group was never able to bring back a World Series title because they certainly deserved it. Verlander and Cabrera are two of the best of their entire generation, and I would even, probably argue beyond that. But like you said, Verlander, we said goodbye to him a little while ago, and Miguel Cabrera retiring now. He was sort of the last thing that we had left of, sort of our childhood. We're, both adults now, well into adulthood. Um, but Miguel Cabrera, you won't ever see another hitter like him, at least probably not in the Old English D, just such a pure hitter, one of three ever to hit 300, have 3,000 hits and over 500 homers. Um, if you compare his number to Pujols, because I know that's the thing people always want to do, who's better,
Mm.
Miggy or Pujols? If you compare their stretches between like 2005 to when Miggy got hurt, Miggy kind of edges him in quite a few categories. So to me, Miguel Cabrera, greatest right-handed hitter that I've ever witnessed playing, and being somebody who loves baseball so much, grew up playing it my entire life. I mean, I still haven't stopped playing baseball. I just learned so much by watching him, develop such a passion for the game by watching him and his teammates in those Tiger teams. And it was a huge part of my life. So to now see that chapter close, it definitely pulled on my heartstrings a little bit, but it certainly is nice knowing that he's gonna be around. After I saw that he was going to be like special assistant to Scott Harris or whatever it was, that's really, really cool. And apparently he told like Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson to text him or whatever, like as he was leaving the field, getting his ovation. So um, as sad as it is to see him retire, and I'm not sure I will ever see anything like him again, I'm glad to know that he's sticking around because this Tigers team, they've got some pieces.